Namaste, everybody. I was like, I'm so excited that Suzanne Morphew has been found, and I was a little bit hyped up, and then my phone went dead. My phones, plural, went dead. So I said, you know what? That's God telling me get to painting, right? Because I have plenty of stuff that I, have to work on. So I never do this. A lot of people have asked me to do this, but I'm just going to show you that I am working on something. This one, I already started the first layer of Archangel Raphael. I'll quickly show you those, just real quick. Just understand, this is the first layer. And believe it or not, this is 3 different types of green. That's one type of green. It's not done. This is just the first layer. And that's another type of green. First layer. And that's another type of green. I had to mix like 3 different colors to get this mixture. And the reason why it's bumpy is because I put glitter in there, but it didn't work out too good. But that's okay, because there's no mistakes in art. And that's just the first layer. So don't think that it's done. It's not anywhere near done. That's drying. Now I'm working on Archangel Uriel. And I'm happy that it's red. The reason why it's red, let me just put you down. Oh, I did. The reason why it's red, see, I stand up when I paint. I know it's weird, but it's red because it was going to be white. I was going to paint it white because somebody had told me that, but I wasn't sitting well with it. I have this one for a long time, but when I asked what color is Archangel Uriel's color, they said ruby red. So that's why I'm doing red. I was like, you know what? I looked around my studio and I don't have that. I have 3 red. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 red. And now red is your red root chakra. Very important. I know this camera is not showing it. Don't look at me. I look a mess. I don't look good. But I just wanted to share because I've been so weird lately, like nervous energy, like feeling like something was going to happen, like something wrong, or like I couldn't express myself. But I'm doing a lot this week, even though I'm not working. This is my other kind of work. See, I don't have makeup on or earrings for the past couple of days, but I am going to go for a walk, and because I haven't walked or painted, so at least I'm doing it now. Yeah, so I usually never paint on camera, maybe a couple of times, very, very rarely, because I don't like to be criticized. And you see how I I'm a collagist. I'm not a painter. I'm a collage artist. I like different mediums. I like glue, gemstones, rocks, crystals on my canvas, feathers, all kinds of things. But Uriel, I'll have the background story on him, but I'm pretty sure he was the gatekeeper. Let's find out. Echo, what did Archangel Uriel do?
According to fandom, Archangel Uriel is an angel who is known as the fire of God.
Oh. So at first I was going to do actually like yellow. I was going to do a very, very light, mellow yellow, right? And pull out the wings. See the wings have yellow in it, or goldish. Then I was going to do the whole thing gold, because he is the fire of God. But then sometimes you'll ask what he did, and I thought he did something with the gate. Let's find out. Echo, what did Archangel Uriel do spiritually wise?
From firstofwisdom.com.au. Uriel is considered to be an archangel who helps with earthquakes, floods, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, natural disasters, and earth changes.
I didn't know that. I did not know that. Wow. Maybe that's why I needed to paint them. Maybe something's happening with the earth. And we need Archangel Uriel to help us. Wow. Now, because I do, when I'm painting, I'm sorry, this is hard to even show you. When I'm painting, I'm gonna do around him, but I might change that to gold or silver or just gemstones around it. But for some reason, it's absorbing the red. And when I had looked it up earlier, like, it's making, Echo makes a liar out of me. See, she just heard me. ECO makes a liar out of me. Anyway, because she says all different things. Watch, now she'll say something else. Echo, what is the reason that Archangel Uriel helped God?
From sheetmusicplus.com. In biblical literature, Archangel Uriel is a divine messenger from God, bringing knowledge to the people while serving as a protector of truth.
See? That's like a fourth thing. Okay. Echo, what color does Archangel Uriel like?
From thesecretofthetarot.com. The color that is associated with Archangel Uriel is ruby red, which is also associated with the energy of the root chakra.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you. So that's basically what I heard her say in the beginning. Like many times ago. I keep getting paint everywhere, but that's okay. Because I feel happy when I'm painting. I didn't even have to put music on. I'm just like, yeah, you're finally doing it. This canvas has been done probably for 6 months. I think I did it in the summer or the spring, and I just kept staring at it. I didn't know what color to do. Because the colors for me are the most important thing. Sorry, I look a hot mess. I shouldn't show you me, but it's not about me. I'm happy. I have some notes about Suzanne, but I didn't feel like it was the time to do it, because when you start to feel like confused and annoyed or sad or depressed or mad, that's not the energy that you want to do that. Just to do it because you have notes. You can watch any crime channel and find out. But I do have the notes, and when I feel like I want to do it, when I'm in a good vibe. And last night Suzanne said, "You can go ahead and have that glass of wine, Katrina. You deserve it." And I was like, "Thanks, Suzanne." But ever since I said a prayer to Archangel Raphael, I have not been able to have a glass of wine that I feel tastes good. Every glass that I'm tasting, I end up spilling it out, or just having it for 5 hours and still not finishing it. And last night it tasted like it was bad. So I don't know if he's doing that because I just want a little buzz. All right, to be honest. I'll be honest. I want my Jesus juice to give me a little tiny bit of buzz. All right. I don't take drugs, besides my sleep medicine. And I just wanted a little buzz, like a celebration. And I have not been able to get it. So, I say thank you. Thank you to dear God. Thank you to Archangel Raphael. It's very powerful to pray to the angels, the archangels, and your regular angels. Because what I say to them is, should I do this quick little video for Suzanne? Because I spent a lot of my time on her videos. I probably have close to 40 videos. And I put up a couple. All you have to do is say Mystic Brady, Suzanne Morphew. Mystic Brady, Suzanne Morphew 2020. Mystic Brady, Suzanne Morphew 2021 and 2022. You'll see all different ones. Okay? if you're really interested, but it's okay if you're not. I do a lot of different things, and I'm eclectic, and I'm not saying that to blow my own horn. I'm not even going to say toot toot this time, because I'm trying to make a point that I don't even know what it is yet. Okay. Oh, by the way, 1010, if you're in the 1010, I have several people, but I still have openings. I thought that I had 7 people. No, I had 4 people. Okay, maybe 5. So God told me to only do 7 to 10, and then if I have any extra people, save them for next Friday. So I'm still open is what I'm saying. What I need is your name, or the person's name that you want to contact, but your name first, your birthday, and your question. Okay? And sometimes you have like 2 questions. So that's good. And if you're trying to contact somebody from the other side, of course I need their name. I don't need their birthday. I just need to know when they left. Don't tell me how they left. When they left the earth. Okay? And I could try. I'm not saying, I'm just being natural with everything, because God came to me yesterday in a dream. And first of all, he said, get up. Get up, you lazy. No, he would never say you lazy. But he just, and like Devin says, how do you know what, that sounds like your mom. That may be, and sometimes it is my mom, but this time it wasn't my mom, because she has a different tone, and she'll call me Kathleen. Kathleen, because she had a British accent. Because her mom was born in England. Anyhow, so my grandma. So, what is my point? I got these notes, and I really did want to share it with you. I do want to share it with you, and I think I will. Is that okay? Do you want me to share it, or am I supposed to keep it personal? Some things you'll know. You'll know the type. You'll know which ones to keep personal. I am so sorry that I look a hot wreck, but I am happy. I am so happy and grateful Suzanne Morphew was found. Next is Jennifer Doulos. Next is Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Because miracles happen every day. I almost said every friggin' day, but they don't like... They're not mad when you express yourself. It's only an expression. And they don't want you to change yourself. They never want you to change yourself, because God made you exactly how you are. Okay, so always be yourself. That's what I'm told. Be yourself. Be your silly, obnoxious self. Okay? Somebody's going to get you somewhere in the world. But I'm just so happy and grateful. It was really a miracle. I will read those notes that I have, because, if I bother to take notes, I should bother to read them. But I'm going to read, because I think I did a job on this. Actually, the edges. Yeah, because I'm putting it, this is called glass rojo, which is red in Spanish, correct? But it's Art Deco art, glass paint. The reason why I love this brand, glass, oh my God, because I friggin' love a sheen. I love a glass look. It's like liquid glass, okay? This baby I'm holding for this canvas over here. What I do is I freaking stare at these things. You wouldn't believe, like I literally sit with a couple of canvases up, or I sit over there at my seat and I have canvases up everywhere, and I stare before I put the paint on it. Sometimes, like Archangel down here, I just don't want it to go in the paint. Oh, I can't make the angle. Anyhow, you know it's right down here. That was months. I just couldn't put any paint on it. Then somebody made a suggestion and said they would buy it, but they wanted to buy it with white or just plain how it was. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't sell it to them like that because it wasn't done in my heart. In my mind and my heart, it was not done. It was still just a canvas collaged. It didn't have the chakra. It didn't have the energy and the thoughts that I put on it. I still have to, after it's dry, then I light stuff. I don't light stuff now because maybe there's one candle lit, but I don't light stuff now because it's flammable. So I don't want to go on fire. Anyhow, this is, I'm still staring at it because it gives me a lot of, it reminds me of somebody. And I'm debating whether I'm going to make it for her and send it to her. But she looks like somebody that you might know. I definitely know her. Look at that face. It's her when she was younger, okay? And there's such a flow to it. And, oh, I got red on it. That's not good. Well, I'll cover it up. See, just got red on it. And I think it's going to be a combination of colors. I want a deep pink, and then it might have some gold accents around it because I just keep on hearing gold. And the pink is for healing of the heart chakra, forgiveness for yourself. First and foremost, you have to forgive yourself. Isn't that beautiful though? And yeah, I always give people the meaning of what that card is because almost all of them are cards. This is Mariah. I made this for Crazy 8 because it looks like her when she was young. The reason why it's over here is because I just sprayed it because more of the glitter came off. I just sprayed it. And then I put Mother of Pearl over here. And she legit looks like her. But she's not her. She just looks like her. And she told me her name is Mariah because I was going to name her Jess after the person I made it for. And she goes, I'm not Jess. I'm not Jessica. I am Mariah. So then I asked the old echo if there was an archangel named Mariah. Let's see. Echo, is there an Archangel Mariah?
From fandom.com. Mariah, a former archangel of magic, now a supreme goddess of power, is a friend of Malum and a mentor of Tyrael.
Echo, what was Archangel Mariah known for?
From sunsigns.org. This archangel is well known for being very gentle and covering us with her healing energy.
Oh my gosh. Being very gentle and covering with her healing energy. Very powerful psychic stuff. Let me ask again. She'll give me a different thing. Echo, what's the spiritual meaning of Archangel Mariah?
From hannahshirpshop.com. Invoke this archangel for spiritual healing, happiness, and peace.
Oh, thank you. See, it all works out. It's all puzzle pieces. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you one more time. Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry. Let it dry, let it dry. And I put rose gold. She called for rose gold, and then there's a little bit of gold on her wings. Look at her face. That's my friend's face. That is my friend's face. If she would ever leave her hair down, you'll see that's her face. Anyhows, with me while sorry, I look terrible. Lately I've been thinking I look like a man if I don't put makeup on. Do I look like a man? Am I going through my masculine phase? Hey babe, do I look like a man lately? I feel like I look like a man lately if I don't put makeup on. Devin said I look just like a man. That is so mean. Bro, that was stupid? Am I leaving you alone today? A little bit? Am I leaving you alone? Giving you space? Remember yesterday I made you nervous? You're finally getting sick of me? After 13 years, you're getting sick of me? See, sometimes I ask Devin to help me with my psychic stuff. If I'm working on a case or something. And my energy was like, babe, was my energy off the chain yesterday? In a bad way? You're not answering me. Are you answering? Devin's checked out. Oh, I got a lot of colors on me. Okay, so I'm cleaning myself with an Adobe pad. I can't be good for your skin, but I gotta get that. I still didn't get my nails done, guys. But I'm definitely gonna walk. Why I wanted to come is because I'm sick of showing you when I'm in a sad mood, a mad mood, a frustrated mood. I want to show you when I'm in a happy mood. And I am because, number one, Suzanne was found. Number two, whatever happens with Barry, whatever happens with who allegedly murdered her, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that for the police and God. Because I had two very good friends just tell me, leave that, have faith in the police. And the other person said, have faith that God will take care of them. That's not for us to do. So, that's what I'm going to do. Straight up. Okay, sorry. That was a poor attempt at acting cool. I failed. Okay, see, you think I didn't make notes for Suzanne? Yeah, you think I didn't make notes? You think I ever lie to you? Nope. Those are my 2 pages, but God said, don't do it yet. Don't do it. Because we have other things for you to do. And so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to light my candle from my beautiful friend, DC. She's my OG, DC. Where is the lighter? Where is the lighter? Where's the lighter king? There it is. Okay. Yeah, see, I am like the absent-minded professor that has a messy desk. Don't move my messy desk to make it neat because that'll last for like a couple of hours. But once I start a project, then I got 2 pairs of glasses. I got 17 pens and markers for some reason. Doesn't make sense. See? I put Suzanne. And D and call. Health and healing. And for everybody else. Okay. Yeah, we need a Palo Santo, but these... Hey, babe, where's my new Palo Santo sticks? Where's my new Palo Santo? Where's my new Palo Santo sticks? Are they in a box? I'm sorry? In a box? Actually, it's in a bag. Oh. Okay, guys, come with me. Try not to look at me. I mean, look at my messy house. I'm on a video right now. Otherwise, I'd love to do it.
See it?
We got a letter. Oh. Is it this bag here? Okay. All right, I'll go turn it off. You're welcome. I could juggle a cake and a rake and a hat and a cake. And I can juggle a cake and a rack and a rake and a hat and a cake. Oh no, that is not all. What's that from? Yeah. Because remember he was juggling everything?
I'm not a big cat and hat fan.
Oh, I am.
I like,
I am Sam.
no, I like the Ambiance Zebra was my favorite.
Oh, I like that too. Because I love zebras. Okay, look. New Palo Santo in the hills. The reason why I felt it necessary. And I'm so sorry. I'm showing you my horrible, messy house. It's not horrible. It's just messy. I always wanted a studio. Anyway. It is what it is. I'm happy and grateful that I have a space that I'm allowed to create on. Because I'll let you know, my first husband did not allow me, even when we had a basement, and he promised me that I can use that basement. Oh, these smell great, babe. Thank you. They're great. Other ones had no smell to it. He would make believe that he was going to allow me. It was so stupid, but that's the way it ran. He was going to allow me to have my studio, like my art, do my paintings and stuff that I always did paintings, collages, and I always wanted an art space. And he said I could do it down there in the basement. And then him and his mother kept on bad-mouthing me and saying that I was making it a mess and taking up too much space and it was useless. And so just like put a bad spin on it. Of course. Anyway. I'm just writing 2 sticks. Find the missing. Because maybe we're going to find Dylan. Right? Maybe we're going to find Dylan Rounds too. Maybe we're going to find Summer. We're going to find Michael. We are going to find Summer. We are going to find Michael Joseph Vaughn, Monkey. We are going to find Lena. We are going to find Dylan Rounds. We're going to find Jennifer Dulos. She's next. I hope. In Jesus' name. Find the missing. I forgot how to spell missing because I got excited. All right. Yeah, so I'm not going to read every single word because they told me not to. But let's get a little Palo Santo with Suzanne's name on it. So happy and grateful. God is good all the time. And God hears our prayers. Oh. Luckily it went out. Oh, that's a nice burn. Hearts, Suzanne, Renee, Mormon, Morphew. Okay. Can you see that? Is it still burning? I'm going to straight up throw these out because these are not working. They're not working. Yeah, I know I didn't do Madalena Kochikari. They're going to find Madalena Kochikari and Dulce, and hopefully they're alive still. Because I don't feel they're on the spirit world. And I could be wrong. But usually I'm like, I either feel them or I don't. Yes. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, dear God, for letting those people find Suzanne so that she could be at rest and her family and friends and brothers and sisters could be at rest in peace in their heart. that she's found, and I'm sure they'll give her a ceremony, right? Okay. Do the prices of the camp. Okay, so he told me, so this is what happened. Okay, this is good, guys. This is good. I'm glad you're here. It's bothering me because I'm looking at a spot that I didn't paint, but I can get it later. I'm in bed, right? I sleep late because I do things at night. I don't fall asleep right away. And I've been in a especially bad way because I call up for jobs, and the only jobs that they have are the job that is the extra teacher. Then I would be doing lunch duty for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that kills my back. And then being put in all different classrooms and not get a decent break, right? I don't want that. I earned my way out of that. I earned my stripes. Okay, I'm a zebra and I earned my stripes. I'm a unicorn. I earned my horn. Okay. Why am I so weird? I don't know. I'm weird for myself. I'm too weird for myself. And I was in a weird mood yesterday, and I was asking Devin question after question. He was like, stop. He goes, I'm going to the store. I go, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. I'll go with you to pick up my medicine. And go. He goes, no, you're not coming with me. I need alone time. I go, you need time away from me? That's not nice. And he's like, yes. I go, you see, you can't handle me. And he's like, no, I can handle you, but it's enough. Because I've been home lately, so I'm leaving him alone. After this video, I'm going to go for a walk. Okay? Oh my gosh. That was blown off the hinges. Can you even see it? I don't know why the smoke is so important to me. And now I'm taking my hair out because it's actually clean, but it just is messy. It has curls in it because I put the curlers in it the other day. One side takes to it, this side took to it, this side didn't. So I don't know what's going on. Now I just look like a straight up witch. Okay. So I'm just so excited. All right. Thank you, God. Anything that you really manifest, this is what he's telling me too. Anything that you really want, you have to know that you prayed for it, A, and you will manifest it, B, okay? C is, I hate when I give myself letters because then I can't remember what C will be. Okay, so I'm just saying it as it comes. C is that you have the faith that divine will take care of it. But you can't put a price on it. You can't put a time limit on it because it's not your time frame. And you might be like, hey, Katrina, I was praying for a new job. And I kind of need to eat every day, at least 2 meals a day. And I kind of need to pay those bills to keep that roof over my head. So I do need it in good time. All right, well, then you have to pray for it for a certain amount of time. But just don't give up hope if it didn't come in 5 weeks or if it didn't come in 3 years. Don't give up hope. Know that God will make allowances. Maybe God will put somebody in your life that says, hey, you can't pay your bills or you don't have enough money for food. Here's a couple of casseroles I made for you. I have some extra food, so here it is for you. Like, in other words, there's always a way. I don't have a place to live. I'm going to be homeless. Did you tell your family? Did you tell your friend? Okay. They might make a way for you. All right. So God might not give you the lottery numbers, but God might give you that friend that you need. Okay. That will help you and assist you. So like, pray for it. Know that it will come in God's time. But if you really need something very quickly, put that in the request, okay? Like, sometimes I'm very nervous. You might be like, Katrina, you don't seem nervous at all. Like, look at you with your pajama shirt on at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? But trust me, I am nervous. I can get nervous. And so what I need to say is, now my hair is bothering me again, so it's going back up. All right. So what you need to say to God is, please, dear God, I need to be able to pay my car insurance. Stat. Okay. Yesterday. All right. I really do. Show me a way, please. Show me a person that I can ask for help. Show me a friend. Show me a family member. Okay. And you might say, well, no, I'd rather just have it as a job. I don't want to rely on anybody. God doesn't want you to just rely on yourself and Him. He puts these people in your, and you might feel like, oh, well, I'd be embarrassed to ask for money. I'll be embarrassed to ask for help. To ask for help is human, okay? Because you're not just helping yourself. The person who's giving you kindness, person who's giving you help, is healing themselves as well. They're helping themselves in an issue that they might have had in a past life. Maybe they were very stingy in a past life. Maybe they were a king or a queen and they didn't share much and they just took. So you're actually helping somebody when you ask for help from somebody. Okay? I do it with my soul sisters all the time, and like I always feel like I'm too much. You know, like they're going to get sick of me fast. Okay, really fast. They're going to try to skate away because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Katrina and her problems, Katrina and her questions, right? Annoying. Okay, 75 texts. But you know what? If it's the right group, and I feel like I'm in the right group now, and we have just a beautiful sisterhood, we're in a nice group where we just throw questions at each other all the time, and then we throw it back answers, and we help each other. And like if one person says, oh, you know what, I'm having a little trouble with feeling down or depression, and we give each other answers, or we give each other an ear. We listen, oh, I was feeling like that too, and you know what, you're going to get through it. And if you ever want to talk to anybody, I'm here for you. So like it works that way. And then I have to collab on cases. I was just collabing with Ruby on the Dulce Alaves case, and she did a lot of work. She was helping me. She might not always put the video up, but she was helping me the entire 2 days. So, you know, trust and believe. She was doing the mapping. She was doing her feelings, and sometimes it's exactly what I thought, and we jive on it, and sometimes it's a little different, or sometimes it could be a lot different. But it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, we're there for each other. And we don't get, like, we're not sick of each other. You know, maybe they are a little bit of me, but I'm sick of myself. I'll be real. I get annoyed with myself. And then I'm like, okay, I got to put the patch on. You know, I got to put my patch on. In the last couple of days, I didn't put my patch on, and that's why I get anxiety. You know, I suffer from anxiety, PTSD, you name it, I got it, okay? And a lot of it is paranoia and hypochondria, okay, which I have too. So, but I get myself out of it. I go through a phase where I'm going to doctor, and then now I'm in the phase where, forget it, doctors couldn't find anything, didn't say anything, so I'm healthy. Let me just ignore doctors now and just do me, my crazy self. But I'm not just doing nothing. I'm doing my color therapy, I'm doing my chakras, I'm doing affirmations, okay, because that's what my business is based on. All right, that's why I want my healing on all over the world. I'm setting my sights on New Orleans. New Orleans, are you out there? Okay, is anybody from New Orleans out there? Africa, Senegal, any part of Africa. I want my artwork to go to Africa. Okay, so hit me up. Okay, so let me get back to my. See how I go off on a tangent. Some things I won't read fully because he said it was between me and him. But I think this is important. So they said, get out of bed. He said, get out of bed. I knew it was a different voice from my mother. It was a different voice from my father too. My father, I don't hear his voice as much. My mother's I do. But he said, get out of bed. And I was like, oh, really? It was like, don't ask again. Like, don't say, I didn't stay there. I got out of bed. I didn't really want to. I just wanted to stay there, but I was having nightmares as usual. Nightmare after nightmare in the same loop. Okay, last night was Trezell. Okay, my grandson's stepfather that murdered them. Okay, anyhow. And then I woke up, I looked at the news, and Trezell only got 15 years. It was the trial. So I don't know why that, who knows why I dream what I dream. So anyhow, okay. He said, get a book and write this down. So I was like, oh, really? I got to write it down? Okay. And then I'm looking, I don't see my book. And I opened the drawer and I had this little book. So, and I had a pen. So I was like, okay. And I started writing in the bed, but he wanted me to sit up. So I was sitting up writing. And I got these downloads. I guess because I've been very worried. I get worried, I guess, part of it being who I am and also Virgo. And yeah, so I get myself worried, and I'm a worrywart, and I might look like I'm not worried about anything, but I'm usually worried about everything, including the world. And so that affects my neck, my back, my stomach, my intestines, okay, and my energy. But so I told God that, please help me to do the readings on Friday and to do a good job on it. Because remember, I had taken it off, and I always worry about, like, am I going to be good enough? That's why I like to do things for free, because I'm like, if I did it for free, at least if people don't like it, hey, I did it for free. You got it for free. So you can't complain. Okay? That type of thing. But anyhow, I guess I unloaded all of that to him. And so this was the night before, we found out about Suzanne. Never thought that was going to happen. I'm so happy and grateful that it did. But maybe that was the energy. But I was, like I said, I was working on cases behind the scene that I haven't said anything about. Unless the person wants me to do it publicly, then I'll do it publicly. But other than that, I'll just keep it on the sidelines to respect their wishes. Okay. Should be seeing the smoke in 2, 3, 1, or not. Okay. Anyway. So let me start. Okay. Wednesday morning. The Matrix time hold. Okay. Did you guys ever hear about the Matrix time hold? Okay. I don't even know those words. I don't know those words, right? Why am I saying those words? But I know what it means. And what it means is, I have my lipstick from Bella Butterfly. I can at least put on some lipstick. This is clear. Oh, that feels soft. Feels nice. It means you're in a matrix hold. It means like you looked at the clock. I was sleeping. I was like, oh, how late am I sleeping now? Because I feel like a loser when I sleep late. Like that was one thing, going to work, and it was 7 o'clock. I got to get up at 6. And then by 7 o'clock, I'm at work. By 7:30, the kids have eaten breakfast, and they're still eating breakfast, and I'm doing the lunch and breakfast thing, and I'm doing attendance and stuff like that, and I feel accomplished, right? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only 7:30. You got to go all the way to 3:30. Anyhow, so when I'm home and I'm sleeping late, even though I went to bed late, even though I've done readings or whatever happened, I don't give myself credit, and I just say, what a loser. I say that to myself. And then I feel bad for Devin because he's been up since 7 o'clock and he's in the living room, take care of the animals or whatever, unload the dishwasher. He's done all that, put loads of laundry on. He's doing it, not the loser. Okay. But before you feel bad for Devin, he doesn't really want to do the dishwasher, but he wants to do the laundry. He insists on it. Okay. So anyhow, I was feeling a little guilty, about what time it was, but I had been getting up even later, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, right? And not sleeping good at night, but in the morning, that morning stretch, when I get up off the couch at like, say, 6 or 3 in the morning and come into bed, then I would stay in there for the stretch, okay? Then when Connor's getting ready for work, he talks so loudly. The kitchen is right by the bedroom, and it's like he's inside the room, and I try to fall back to sleep. So it's interrupted sleep. That's why I have the bags under my eyes, I think. Anyhow, so let me just read what God said, because this is going on way too long, and I'm annoying myself with it. Okay, so Wednesday morning, the time was matrix hold. Time was 11:25 when I looked at what time is it, and then I said, I'm going back to sleep. It was 11:25. All of a sudden, when God said, get up, write this down. Get out of bed, write this down. I look at the clock, and it says 11:25. So then I got up out of bed after I wrote these notes. I went in. Devin goes, you look like you saw a ghost. I was like, I was just talking to God. I just had downloads. He goes, Kath, I don't even know what you're talking about. What is a download? He didn't know what a download was. Then I figured, I wonder if he's going to know what a matrix hold is, because he watches The Matrix with Keanu Reeves. So he kind of understood the matrix hold, but I don't know. Like sometimes Devin says yes, but he doesn't really understand what I'm saying. But he doesn't want me to stay on that one subject. He wants me to move on, right? Kind of like what you want me to do. I feel it. I feel the energy. So this is stone cold sober, people. Okay. Anyhow, let me drink my ice cold coffee. So I was on a matrix hold. It was 11:25. I went back to sleep. Then all of a sudden I'm told to get out of bed. So God stopped that time, or it just happened 5 seconds later. I thought I was going back to sleep, but it happened 5 seconds later. I don't know. It was the weirdest feeling. So God said, you're not going to do those 10-10 readings like you did the last time. And how I did them the last time is I was preparing for hours, and that's not how you do it. Okay, so he was telling me, he said, you're going to meditate, you're going to be rested, and only do under 10, either 7 to 10 people tops at most. Leave the rest for a different day, because I used to do parties. I used to do psychic parties, right? Back in New York, Brooklyn, Manhattan, maybe 1 or 2 in the Bronx, and a lot in New Jersey, right? And I used to be there from like, say, 8 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night, and I wouldn't leave till 3 a.m. I could not do short readings for people. And then what happened was the hostess would be free, but the hostess would be last. And I had no energy left at the end because it was so many hours. And then I started going with my friend Donna Becker, and she would time me and try to make, because a lot of times people didn't want to give me the price that they said they were going to give me. I forget what it was. I think it was only $25 a person, and then the hostess is free. And then I would do like 7 to 10 people, one time I did a party of 12-year-old girls. That was the last time I ever did kids, because the thing that's with kids is they don't understand how to rationalize what you're saying and put it in a time frame. So whatever you say, they take and they will keep in their mind and almost like manifest it. So like that's not good to do, so that's why I said I'm never doing children again. They wanted me to just like dress up as a fortune teller, but I'm a real reader. And I tried to explain that to the guy, and he was like, oh no, they want a reader, they want a reader. And I was like, but do you understand, these kids, 12 years old, I think one of them was only 11, whatever I say to them, they're going to take to heart, and they're never going to forget about it. And so that influences them, sometimes in the bad way, anyhow. So my thing is, even my channel's for adults only. And I put it from 18 and up. But sometimes I put some videos on 21 and up. Okay. And that's not to say that some people don't get their mother or father's phone and go on YouTube and could actually see me. Okay. Because some parents are not watching what their kids are watching. And not that I'm scary, but I'm for adults. So anyhow, God says, you're going to meditate, you're going to be rested. I actually have to be told I have to be rested. And do under 7 to 10 people at most. Leave the rest for the following, he said different day, but for the following Friday. You could pray and meditate before. Have a tea, snack, shower, or bath. Wash off the energy. So this was important because say I'm finished at 2 a.m. I don't necessarily want to go in the shower or a bath. But he's telling me I should, because that's how you wash off the energy. Okay? And I'm like writing this down and I'm thinking, is this my head? No, it can't be my head, because I would never tell myself to take a shower. I wouldn't. After doing the readings, I would just be like, oh, now I'm going to go watch TV, because to get, my mind off of readings. And that's how I relax. I watch TV. He's telling me I have to shower, okay, because that cleans your aura. All right, or a bath, but most likely I would just do the shower. So he's saying, light a fresh candle that is just for you. I thought that was interesting, because you know how I have candles with everybody's names on it? He wants a candle that has nobody's name on it, that's just for me. And I actually bought 2 candles that smell like, Jess says her sniffers, that smell like the fall, because they're like pumpkin spice, and I keep those in the living room. I'm not even bringing them in here. Those are for me. Those are just for me. When I light it, I think of nothing, or I want to think of something, but I didn't write on it. I'm just keeping it for me. So he's got that right. He's got everything right. Light a fresh candle just for you, and also your own fresh piece of Palo Santo. And I understand why. Because even if I do Palo Santo, and I'm doing white sage right now too, during the night or a reading, this is probably for everything, but he knows that I was worried about Friday. So therefore he put this in me, because I was already driving myself nuts. I was already going through, I was giving myself a nervous breakdown. Plus I was working on a case behind the scenes, and I know I have to do Madalena Kochakari. Anyhow, he's telling me light myself a Palo Santo, cleanse the energy, okay, or frankincense. So yeah, frankincense, that was one of the gifts that they brought Jesus, frankincense and myrrh. frankincense and myrrh. But I do have frankincense. It's very, very strong, so I don't use it all the time. I use it when I really need a prayer. And so that's what he's telling me. Walk back and forth. Like, in other words, walk back and forth in my house if it's really late, or walk outside and walk. Don't forget to walk the next day. Okay? Just like today I'm going to, no matter what. Like, I'm just, after this, I'm going to be going, putting on my regular shirt and going. Okay, so you don't need to prepare when you already have the gift. This was important. I needed to hear this. You don't need to prepare when you already have the gift. No writing notes. He didn't want me to write any notes. The only, he explains it. No writing notes for 1010. Only a piece of paper, and I have a piece of paper right here with the names down and people's birthday and their question. With a piece of paper, their name and their birthday and the questions. Child, now he's calling me child. Child, I gave you gifts and talents. I awarded, that hits me. I awarded you with them. You must have faith that they will come in while you are reading. You must have faith that you will tell people the things that they maybe didn't. I know what this says. That you will tell people things that maybe they didn't want to know, but things that they need to know moving forward. Okay, let me say that one more time, because I had to read that. I was reading this to Devin, and he was like, see, God is telling you what I always tell you, because he's always telling me, you prepare too much. Don't worry about writing notes. Just do your cards and sit there and let it flow, you know. Because he sees, like, I drive myself crazy because I want to do a good job. I want to serve and do a good job, and then I'm always like afraid, oh, what if they don't like me? What if they didn't like the reading? They're never gonna come back, and my whole life is over. I know it's stupid. I could be stupid that way, but I'm trying not to say that bad things about myself, because that was another point that he made, and the angels. That's why I get so happy when I'm around the angels, because they're like, we accept you for your nuttiness and your exactly silliness and your forgetfulness and whatever you are. Exactly as you are correct. Exactly as you are right. You know, right as rain. And I never say right as rain. That's what they tell me. And they just say, they say such nice things to me. It's like, do you know me? And they tell me all the time, tell everybody about the angels. So I know I told you that I know I'm interrupting a God download. So let me go back to it. But I know I had told you that I wrote my notes for Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, and I had a list of the other 7 angels I was going to talk about. Can't find it. Can't find the index cards, right? So I've looked for them. And so I said, I guess I got to write it all over again. And they were telling me something else. Like, I don't get the whole message, but they were telling me, just say what you know. People don't need, like, they don't need you to rewrite the Bible. They don't need you to read the Bible. They just need you to kind of say what you know already. Because I was like, but there's Tobias and there's all these names of Ruth or Sarah, and I get confused with that. So maybe I'll do my notes, though, because I have to do some notes, because I'm a Virgo. But I will do it. I always promise to do it. Okay, so he is saying to me, have faith that they will come in while you're reading. You must have faith that you will tell people things that they maybe didn't want to know. So they're saying people might be asking you a question. You might be giving them an answer they didn't want to know. So be prepared for that. But they're things that they need to know in order to move forward, okay, in their life. So you must move forward with your art. Okay, I love this part. I love this part. And I didn't do it yet. I'm painting, but I didn't do what he told me to do, because then the thing with Suzanne happened, and I was working on the missing person, and it was so many things going through my head. It was like electricity, but in a bad way, because I was nervous and I didn't know how to express myself. And, you know, my soul sisters were helping me, but yeah, there's no excuse. I have to do. And then I was like, I always say to myself, and I don't know if this is the devil or just negative thinking, negative energy. I always say, no, I'm not going to do that video yet, because people don't have the money for my art, or people don't need to me to be looking to sell my art, because I'm already doing the thing on 10/10 on Friday. So people are going to think, hey, here she's doing the 10/10 on Friday and she's got a couple people. That's great. But here she's doing, now she's asking for art money, healing art money. And that's like too much. So like, somebody tell me, what is that voice? Because this is what God told me to do. And it's really good idea. I was like, thank you. You know when you do pick a card? Okay. So he said, you must continue, you must move forward with your art. And this is also ways I don't talk. I don't speak like this. So this is how I know it's him, and it's not my mother, because she didn't speak like this either, and it's not me in my head, because I don't speak like this. I don't say you're telling people something that they may not want to know, but it's things that they need to know in order to move forward. Okay. You must move forward with your art. Someone is, and then all of a sudden it switched. It said somebody is physically sick, but there's a link. There's a link up. Somebody is physically sick and needs red, white, gold, and silver. Okay, so red chakra, what did I just do? I just did the red chakra. Oh, that's funny. Gold, I'm going to be doing a lot of gold on the green canvases. And I'm doing Archangel Raphael, who is the healer. Body, mind, and spirit healer. Silver, you know the chakras. And also they mention orange and yellow. Okay. And they must ask for it. I don't care if you give away free. Okay, see, it's hard to read. Okay, so in other words, he's saying, I must move forward with my art. I have to push myself to show it. I have it here. I'm doing it. I hear something in my head that says, nobody needs you to push your art down their throat. Okay, because I used to do it. I used to do little shorts with music in the background showing my art, right? Where did that get me? Some people said beautiful. Some people said nice. Nobody said how much. Okay. Maybe one person said how much, and I always say you can contact my Gmail. Anyhow, that didn't work. It's good to show it, you know, because I think people, when they look at it, they'll see a chakra. They'll go back to a canvas that has the color that their body needs for healing. So God is saying that they must ask me for it, that specific one, okay? Because they're picking out the color that will heal them, okay? Am I making sense? Okay, I understand it. Then he said, because a lot of times I want to give away, because I am running out of space, okay? I do have teeth. It's just that my lip is small. Okay. Anyway. So I was wondering about that. And he's telling me he doesn't care if I give things away. So that made me happy too, because I like to be generous, and I like to get people. Some people don't have the money, and I feel that. I feel that. And I want them to have the canvas. But I feel like a lot of people will say they like it, they like this, they like that, but they don't have the money. And I understand that. I want them to have the healing art. Okay? So God is saying that's fine. I don't care if you give some away. But then he told me this is how he wanted me to do it. Even do little videos. Today, I didn't do it. I'm sorry, God. I know you'll forgive me because I am human and your child. And it was a wacky day. I'm sorry that I didn't do them. He wanted me to do little videos with prices. That's what I was thinking of. The index card with the title and the price. Okay? Just so that they would have it. But then music, he said, make sure there's music and the chakras. Keep it short, keep it short. Okay? Thank you for telling me that because that's my problem. Even like this was supposed to be a quick video showing painting. I wasn't supposed to show you this mess, okay? But this is what I look like without makeup. Okay, anyhow. This is melting into the, it smells bad, but anyhow, so do little videos with the prices. Then he said to me, it's pick a canvas. Do pick a canvas. So then read the chakra card. Okay, so you know how I do pick a card and then you pick whichever. I'm gonna set up I think I did this. I feel like I did this before, but I didn't do it fully like this. I'm going to show you, like, say, 3 canvases, and you're going to pick the one that resonates with you. Doesn't mean you have to buy it, okay? And then I am going to have maybe 2 cards underneath each canvas, maybe 3. Depends on how ambitious I am. But the first thing will be what chakra the canvas hits, okay? Or chakras. Sometimes my canvases will hit, I'm looking at one now, and it's for the crown chakra, and it's also for the third eye, because it's lilac, and it's also sparkly. So that's the crown chakra and the third eye. So anyhow, he wants me to do pick a canvas, and he feels like that'll be good, because even if people don't buy it, right, they're still getting that reading, and they're still seeing what colors they need to start wearing more of, and what they resonate with, what they need to heal. Okay? Because every chakra, of course, I'm always attracted to purple, but lately I've been thinking about red. So have I been thinking about money? Always. Okay, why? I'm a Virgo, and I'm always scared because of the state that we're in. Even though I worked my whole life and still working, I'm scared that, the retirement money won't be there. It's a tough life to live in, and, everything went up. The mortgage went up so much, and is continuing to go up. When we first moved here, it was like a joke. It was like less money than my apartment in New York. Now it's creeped up a couple of $100, and so that's not the only thing you need to live on. So I worry about bills. I worry about money, and I don't want to, because I feel like I'm old, and you shouldn't be worried about that. But no, in today's society, I am worried about that. So that's the red root chakra. And then if you have a lot of back problems, neck problems, you have to think about your red root chakra a little bit more and what that entails. So I'm not going to go into all that, but I think God gave me a great idea, and if I could just do it, I promise I'll do that. I'm going to try to do it before the end of this night. Just, you won't see me, you'll just see the canvases. I'm going to try to do that. Okay. So even do little videos with prices, music, chakras, short. Keep it short. Pick a canvas. Then read the chakra that it identifies with. My child, now this is push yourself to eat more vegetables, even at lunch, and eggs. Which I thought was weird that he said that. I didn't think it was weird that he said the vegetables, but eggs. So I thought, what do eggs do? Eggs are protein. So maybe he knows, not he thinks, he knows everything, that I don't have enough protein. And I do always feel better when I have protein. Okay. Free stuff. He has a whole thing on free stuff. Okay. It says free stuff. Okay. It makes me happy when people are loving and kind and generous, especially to the poor, for they don't have the funds. Give it to them and feel that you received $1 million. I forgot I wrote this. I forgot this download because I was reading it to Devin and I was like whacked out. I was just like flipping out because then my phone was going off and a case was coming in, and I was working with Ruby and the sisters, the soul sisters, and there was a lot of things going on. The energy, and then the Suzanne happened, and then I was done. So I'm sorry that I didn't get to do my little videos because I was listening to that voice that said they don't need to see this. They're interested in Suzanne and they're interested in, whatever. They don't need to see your art. And that's the wrong voice to listen to. Okay? Because whoever needs to see it will see it. Whoever needed it will see it. Just like this video. I'm sure a lot of people clicked off already, but the people that need to hear the downloads from God will be there. Okay, so let me just read that again. Free stuff. It makes me happy when people are loving and kind and generous, especially to the poor. Now, when I say poor, I don't mean to put anybody down. I don't mean to say, I should have said especially to the people who don't have the funds, okay? But this is from God, so, I'm not changing God's words. So he said, for they don't have the funds, give it to them and feel that you have received $1 million. Because my child, my daughter, nothing goes unnoticed. My child, my daughter, nothing goes unnoticed. And I like to hear him calling me his daughter, because I haven't been anybody's daughter in a very long time, because my mother died when I was 19, so I was nobody's daughter, and my father died when I was 26, so that was it. You're an orphan after that. And those of you who lost your parents, you know the feeling. You could even be an orphan if you lost your parents at 50. You'll feel like an orphan, because nobody cares about like whether you had enough to eat or whether you have a bellyache or whether you really felt down and depressed like your parents. Whether good, bad, or ugly, what kind of people they are, that's why they're there. They care about that root feeling. Okay, your family members, your sisters and brothers can care too, but your parents are the ones who brought you into the world and changed your diapers. Okay. Anyhow, I like that he called me his daughter. Okay. So my child, my daughter, nothing goes unnoticed. You will receive 1 million blessings when you give to the unfortunate. But the moment you complain, okay, this got scary. Because I'm a big complainer, but I'm trying to get better. Okay? But the moment you complain about not getting money or paid, then you reverse the blessing. You see? I needed to hear it. I needed to hear that, because I was like, should I give this? Should I give that? Because I want to make 1 million things. I want to get these things off the wall so I can put up the new stuff. I have no room for it, you know. So I would like to mail out a lot of stuff, and best believe it's expensive to mail. It's really expensive to mail things out. But anyhow, this is a beautiful message. I needed to hear it. You receive 1,000,000 blessings when you give to the unfortunate, but the moment you complain about not getting money or paid, then you reverse the blessing. So just know. Okay, wait. Am I supposed to keep that a secret? Not a secret, but between me and you. Let me just read it over. Just know you're... Okay, I'm going to keep that to myself. Thank you for that. In other words, he's letting me know that I intuitively know the chakras that that person needs, and not to worry about the money that it costs me if that person needs it and they don't have the money. He's saying that you have an opportunity, Katrina, to heal that person in some way, shape, or form. And even if they're just holding the canvas and they're looking at it, or they're looking at the canvas. I always want people to hold the canvases. 1 second. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. My legs have been very stiff lately. Okay, here's an example. Because this has a couple of chakras in it. Okay, this is sunset. Sundown, sunset. I thought it was 2 words, but sunset. Okay. So all right. So of course we see yellow, right? And that is really yellow, right? So the solar plexus, has everything to do with your power, your stomach, your gut, right? Intuitive feelings. And then we have a lot of orange. Bless you. We have a lot of orange, which is a sacral chakra. So that touches base with your reproductive organs, okay? And everything to do with creating, and sometimes sexual issues, trauma, all right? So these two together is really powerful, okay? And also the sun, yellow, is a healing color of your spirit. It's the happiest color, okay? So if you're down, wear some yellow. Look at yellow. If you down, eat yellow things like bananas, lemonade, drink lemonade, lemon water. Okay, so just even like with this canvas, okay? So he's saying to me that I know, and don't put the money in the way, because he will provide for me if I want to give it out for free. But I'm not allowed to talk about it, okay? Once it's done, it's done. And so, like, for example, this came off the wall, and I was like, why am I taking this off the wall? It's the angels among us, okay? And the shells. So this is, what chakra is this? It's for the crown chakra. So a lot of people experiencing headaches, migraines, strokes. Is it stroke season? I just heard stroke. Anything with the head, get it checked out. But look at white. look at white and sparkles. You see the sparkles? And then with the mother of pearl shells, the mother of pearl shells, what that does is it grounds you, because it's a beige. It's a little tan color. So it's just white and tan on this canvas, and a little bit of color here, because I think that's Archangel Raziel, the rainbow one. But anyhow, that's not important. The picture's not important. The colors. Okay? And you have to say how you feel. How do you feel when you look at that? How do you feel when you touch this? It's really soft. I had to shellac this a lot of times because the shells kept coming off every time I was touching it. Okay, anyhow. So, I mean, this is how I'm interpreting the message from God, from the download. So, yeah, so be careful about the money. And you might say, oh, Katrina, how can you run a business that way? And I say that to God. He's saying not everybody. He's saying, I didn't say give it out to everybody. I said give it to the people who don't have the funds to pay for it. If you want to, it's a blessing. Okay, so just know that your free gifts are blessings until you talk about them, until you say, you don't feel appreciated. Just give it out of your heart, because you know that they need it. Because he's saying that he gave to me the ability, because I studied it, I wrote it down, I have the files, the ability to know this person needs more yellow for the solar plexus. This person is having a problem with past trauma and needs more peach and orange. That person over there needs gray because they just need to chill out. Gray is a mixture of white and black. And to be in the gray zone, it calms you down. Just peaceful. It's icy. It's cool. It just makes you, just like when people get home from work and they put on a gray sweatshirt and gray jogging pants. There's so much peace in that, because you don't have to do anything. It's just gray. You can't stay in the gray zone forever because you need the colors. I don't know. I could talk a million years about colors. But in other words, I'm getting that he's saying, I know, based on what they pick, I'll know what they need to heal their chakras or help heal. I'm not saying, it's a miracle to... Well, it is a miracle, but it doesn't always work fully. But I'll tell you something. I've had so many problems in the reproductive organs, with the old cramps in the intestines, cramps in the uterus, I thought. And they can't find anything. But, your girl has been doing a lot of peach and orange work and sacral chakra work. Whether it's just listening to the music and has subliminal messages for the sacral chakra, or sometimes I just hold my iPad and stare at Jason Stevenson sacral chakra for like 10 minutes. Just sit there with it. Or I stare at my orange work. That's why I always make sure if I go below, like, I should at least have 4 examples of each chakra. Okay, of course I have a million purple because that's, that's my favorite. That's my fave. But like when I'm running low on the red, now I'm glad I did a red. Running low on the yellow. I used to run low on the yellow. That's the solar plexus. That's all about power. That's all about your gut feeling, believing in yourself, and be careful with your ego as well. But it's the happiest color, okay? Also, a form of yellow is gold. All right, sorry. Like I said, I could talk so much about the colors that I would never end. Okay, so it says, but aren't fortunate. Okay, wait. Sorry. Just know that your free gifts are blessings until you talk about it not being paid or appreciated. Just give it out of your heart. because you know that they need it, but aren't fortunate enough to pay for it. And know that I have seen it, counted it, every time you gave a pencil. And this I thought was weird because he starts talking about a pencil, right? He goes, I have seen everything, counted everything that you've given away. He goes, even every time you gave a pencil to a fellow student, I saw it all. And that makes me cry, not tears of sadness. Guys, I am not sad this time. Tears of happiness, tears of being overwhelmed with happiness. Why? Because when I was little, I wasn't bullied at that elementary age. I guess I was bullied, but I was made fun of. Okay, they would make fun of my clothes, they would make fun of my hair, make fun of my looks, because we were poor. And I remember, I think it was third grade, I just had new school supplies, and if you didn't have a pencil, it's not like today's, if you didn't have a pencil, like today's teachers, and me being a teacher, I would always, I would buy extra. Even if I had to pay my rent and stuff, I had all supplies. I would spend $1,000 on class supplies. They don't tell you about that, but most teachers would. And I always wanted to get the big fat pencils because little hands do better with that fine motor skills. Anyhow, when I was a little girl in school, in elementary school, public school, I remember somebody didn't have a pencil. And they were going to get in trouble because every single day they didn't have a pencil to write with. And if you were in school and didn't have a pencil to write with, that was on you as a kid. Like, you were supposed to come to school with 2 sharpened pencils. There was no like hours and hours of sharpening pencils. I get so friggin' upset when the kids are sharpening pencils because that noise, it does something to trigger a migraine with me. So I'm like, no sharpening pencils in the afternoon. And they were like, but we just got in. Like, they changed classes and stuff. But anyhow, I'm like, handheld pencil sharpeners. I used to buy that for my students too. And, they didn't want to do it. They couldn't do it. I would sharpen it for them with the handheld. Anyhow, if you didn't have a pencil back in 60s and 70s, a lot of teachers, you would get in so much trouble. So you were supposed to come to school with 2 sharpened pencils, start your day out with that, right? They didn't really want a pen, but like maybe by 5th grade you're allowed to use a pen sometimes. But pencil, you had to have a pencil, right? So this kid, almost every day, didn't have a pencil, right? And I thought they were going to get in trouble, so I had a pencil and I gave it to them. And then therefore I didn't have a pencil, but I wasn't the kid that came into school every day. And I didn't think of this for the longest time. And I remember thinking, it made me feel so happy that kid didn't get in trouble, but I could have gotten in trouble. And then somebody else came up with another pencil. There was always a kid, a girl, that had a pencil case that was perfectly organized. Nothing was written on it. It wasn't chewed off, wasn't broken, and it was just perfect. They usually were an only child. It's probably Barbara Gale, right? Only child. They just had so much care to them. Not that my parents didn't care about me, but like, I'm number 6. Okay. So there wasn't, I started out with a pencil case, but then after a while the pencil case was empty. Where did the supplies go? But anyhow, I think that person gave me a pencil. And they wanted it back by the end of the day. But so then, therefore, I did not get in trouble, but I gave that pencil not knowing what would happen to me, that most likely I'll get in trouble because now I don't have a pencil. And so why I'm thinking of that, I haven't thought of that in like 50 years because I'm 60, right? So that happened probably when I was 6, 7, or 8. or 9, right? And why I thought of that is because God put that in my head. So letting me know that he saw it all. He sees it all. He counts it all. So don't look for accolations outside. And I have to learn that because, of course, even with the Suzanne case, I feel like, oh, nobody noticed that I did readings. They noticed that the other psychics did readings, the one that starts her name with the D. And it's not that I'm jealous. I just would have liked to be counted. But like Ruby said, you do videos, Katrina. I do videos. And so what? That's great. Thank you for your videos. And I was like, wow, that was a real Aries kick in the butt. Okay. But that's what God's trying to tell me. God noticed it. End of the story. Period at the end of the sentence. There's nothing else that should flow from this mouth. Okay? Yes, I'm entitled to my feelings, but I have to keep it in check. Okay? And I am. I'm getting in line. I'm getting in line. Right? I'm getting in order. All right. So he said that I know every pencil you gave out. And like I said, I grew up poor. So it wasn't like, we had pencils coming out of the ceiling, because there was a lot of us in that house. And so we were supposed to take care of things. And, we had a pencil sharpener, and we would use our pencil till it was like down to the bone. And my mother always got us an eraser, but I used to always chew them because I was teething and I was a weirdo. I liked to chew them, so it would come back chewed. And then one time in first grade, I think, I chewed, I said to my friend, well, she's not really my friend, I said to the girl that had the perfect supplies, oh, can I see your eraser? Because it looked like bubble gum. It was pink, it was fresh, it was clean. And she handed it to me, and I chewed it. I chewed it up. I chewed the whole thing up. So then I got a note home, and my mother was so angry with me. She was like, how dare you do that? Do you think I have a lot of money to buy your supplies, and now now I have to buy her supplies? And I was only 6 years old. I didn't have any money. But I was punished for that. So guess what I learned? Don't chew anybody else's supplies. And then I also got in trouble for when she lent me a pencil. I was teething. I bit the whole pencil up. So there was all bite marks inside my pencil. And I don't know why I really like to chew on, maybe I was lead poisoning. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so that was the end of it. Yeah, but aren't fortunate enough to pay for it. And I know I have seen it, counted it every time you gave a pencil to a fellow student. I saw it all. Give from your heart. Take care of your energy. That was important too. Thank you, child, for your service with the children, and you will still do it sometimes. Still do it sometimes. You will still do it sometimes, but only take the assignments and schools you want. Oh, he's talking about the schools. I thought he was talking about like the cases. So he's talking about, because that was another thing on my mind. Like when I don't get up and go to a job, I feel like a loser. Okay? And why? I guess because I've been a teacher so long. So I told this to Devin. He was like, you take the things that you want to take. You earned it. You earned your right to just pick, like I wish the teachers that used to call me and give me a couple of days in a row or whatever, they would call me ahead of time because they like using my services. But it doesn't work that way. And now half the teachers are gone. They went to a different school or they left teaching. So, a lot of times they'll call me in the morning, but by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, if I don't have an assignment lined up, then I don't have my phone on in the morning because I don't want to just get up, you know, and not be prepared. Anyhow, these are all the things that going through my head. So he was talking about it. So he said, thank you for your service with the children in schools. You will still do it sometimes. So he's letting me know I'm still going to go, because I'm thinking, is that the end? Maybe he doesn't want me to go. But only take the assignments and the schools that you want. Okay. Message received. Thank you. That was a lot of downloads, right, guys? Okay, so then the healing art, he left off with the healing art, do the prices and pick a canvas. Then if they aren't sold, move them out. Okay. All right. So guys, I know that was a long video. This is an hour and 35 minutes. That's crazy. Maybe I shouldn't upload it. Anyhow, I love you all. Thank you for listening to me ramble on. I'm sorry I look like a hot mess, but you know, sometimes you gotta be natural and just come on looking like a hot wreck. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm looking at a canvas. Where does your eye go to? My eye goes to the yellow and purple. Why? Well, that's very nice. Solar plexus and third eye chakra. Okay, sorry guys. Sorry. This is too close. All right. I love you all. Take care. See you soon.